Crimbo, the star of the show in the last map, starting his round towards the tunnels alone. Everybody else towards the long side. Axel will take up position inside of the pit.
He's got no backup. No one's even close by.
So he has to perform. He has to deliver. He's to try and buy some time for his teammates to get back. And stand it strong in the corner of the pit.
They cleared this, right? This team, big, how methodical they are. Yeah, they clear it. They clear it for sure.
They clear it in the rattiest way as well.
No, they didn't clear it.
Oh, they didn't see him. They didn't see him. Oh, no, they did not see Axel. And that's why you got to fully clear it. Axel comes in for the double. And now Big starting to flounder. There is a movement, though. Crimbo moving his way through the B side. He's going to try to clear this one out.
I don't know if he'll be able to actually, I mean, he's going to say it's clear, but can he actually find a way for his teammates to come join up with him? He's calling him back right now, so things are changing, but Cloud9's wise to it. They've already spotted Crimbo out of the B bomb site, but look at the position of Shiro.
That is the problem. Shiro just cuts off the access point to the B site. Crimbo is preoccupied with dealing with the double doors. Crimbo turns and does damage onto Shiro. He can now call that to his teammates that he's damaged up, that he's in the tunnels. Crimbo looking to hold it down, but it is inevitable that Cloud9 would take him out eventually, but it's all on the rest of the players to try and fight their way through this. Searson has taken the head right off the shoulders of Shiro, and now they begin to barrel through the lower tunnels. A quick hop on the Xbox, but Cloud9 starting to adjust to this.
Look at Nafany. Nafany's here in time. He knows everything that's coming. He's got a chance here over at the railing. He's waiting to pop up. Low HP on Searson. That's the bomb planter, can't hand the head, and he doesn't want to swing wide. He doesn't want to go down just yet. He's got the kill, and there's Hobbit on the flank.
And Cloud9 will pick up their first here on Dust2. They've got to get a good start. They've got to come out swinging against Big. A map up already, taking their map pick away. This is Big's comfort ground.
I like the play from Cloud9 when they go to the other side of the map and eliminate that player, Crimbo, inside of the B bomb site. They say, you know, we saw Axel already spotted the other two players out towards long. We know we have a 1v1 here, or a 1vx here. Let's just take this fight before everyone else can meet up with them. That pistol round got thrown to hell for Big. They almost found a solution. Scout in the hands of Searson. Deagles and armor picked up on the other players from Big.
He's just shoulder peeking, holding the smoke until he meets contact with a big player. Not going to be coming this way anytime soon. Searson making steps, running towards the mid doors. Intentional audio cue given over as he heads into the tunnels, trying to pull out the fight. And Nafany's going to go right into that fight. Crimbo loses his life. Cloud9 pick up their first kill, and now they make another movement. It's the Hobbit lineup. 2 down. Hobbit goes in an adventure and comes away with exactly what he intended.
Gets the position of Tapson zeroed in as well. 2 versus 4, but just Deagles on the board for Big. Bombs picked up.
Tizian split up with Tapson entirely. He goes in towards the B site. Tizian still at short. Tapson's going to try and play the mind games here. Smoke will go out towards the B side, but Tapson will eventually go and rejoin his teammate.
It's pulled a shift. It's at least done that. It's at least pulled at least one player away, but Tizian needs to create something. Oh, he might just do it. He might just make this happen. Tapson's going to find the timing. But not quite yet. Inters stuck around a little bit longer, waiting for the bomb to be spotted. Smart play from Inters. 2-0 C9.
That is intelligent to stay the draw away. I thought for sure with this Tizian pick they would have started to move, but Inter's patient, hadn't spotted the bomb, hadn't confirmed that his movement was required. And the patience pays off. Big now not looking pretty with the buy. They've got nothing being invested into it. Well, actually, I say that a couple of Deagles, P250 there, here and now, but should be getting shredded through before Cloud9.
Shiro's going hunting for cash. He's got that SMG for the bonus money, but it's not going to be in his direction. It's going to be Hobbits, and oh boy, no. Oh boy, only one defender here. Now there's an M4 picked up. This could be dangerous. It's Axel. This is who you'd want here if you're Cloud9. Nade is out. Decent damage. He needs more. He needs multiple, and he gets nothing. Searson drops the Glock, and oh my God, they might have just turned it. Big is in a good position.
Well, Shiro's tapped away as well. The MP9 struggled away for a headshot in Crimbo. He's pulled it back. Shiro gone. Just Inters left alone. A 1 versus 2. Big should have no right in picking this round up, but it unravels. And Inters looking to make sure that he puts it back together. Climbs the top of the site with the needle and thread. Inters puts it back. Cloud9 recover a possible nightmare, but Big are going to feel happy about that. You bring it down to just a slither of HP, you get a bomb plant. That was damn close.
That was way too close. Mistake here from Hobbit. I'm not sure why he had that timing. He might have just thought his teammate would have been able to spot out the rush, but that is brutal. He gives up an M4 that does so much damage. Early notice for Cloud9. They have to rebuy all those weapons, but money's still pretty damn strong. 3-0 lead.
Big will feel happy about the previous round. It'll give them some confidence in this one. Hobbit is quick to it. Grabs the first, and Hobbit immediately responds with a follow-up for Cloud9. It's interesting, didn't get his gun out in time, so Crimbo just continues to move forward. And just like Crimbo slice, he's knocked his opponent out in just one punch, so he's moved his way into the site. Space created no problem here for Big, but holding on to it is the bigger problem here.
Yeah, especially with Hobbit on this flank, spraying bullets into the out of the magazine and into the smoke. It lands a little bit of damage onto Crimbo. 3 players outside of B, one in the tunnels. Pop flash comes in. Here's the retake early on. Favin's not blind, and he gets a double. Transfer over is excellent, but Crimbo has only 9 HP.
Once again, Crimbo inside of the clutch. This time, a little too difficult to mount. He will be taken out by Hobbit, and Cloud9 recover another. It's a fantastic start from the Cloud9 side here.
Yeah, well, I mean, the mid-aggression is great. Nafany and lower dark, Hobbit towards top mid, but the response from Big is excellent. They're like, all right, well, we've lost everyone else on the map. We have to go through this Molotov. Let's extinguish it. Let's make it happen. Inters wasn't ready. And Big, again, I mean, surprisingly, in a 2-on-4, almost turned this in their favor.
It has been, in terms of the scoreline that Cloud9 had picked up, surviving a lot of the scares. There have been a lot of scares throughout these first 4 rounds. And that's going to keep allowing the purchase to come through for Big. Every time they get the bomb plant down, every time they're getting a couple of these kills, you're keeping Cloud9's economy modest, but you're also giving yourself the buy back.
Yeah, especially with that losing bonus built up. It's great stuff for Big. All up in the hands of Searson. How aggressive does Cloud9 want to remain? Pin smoke. Gonna bust up the stack in middle from Cloud9. That nade is excellent.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. In particular to Searson. Souls with a bandit switch setup, but Favin methodical on the clearance. Shiro's in a tough spot. Needs to get away. Needs to rely on the right support of Hobbit that's coming back to help him out and try and bolster this defense for Cloud9.
They're getting pinned down, though. They're getting pinned down. They're trying to fight on the ramp, but Tizian's creeping up along ever so slowly. He's got the angle. Hobbit wasn't ready, wasn't aware, and now the smoke wall can be completed. Cloud9's defense again in a lot of pressure, and Nafany's trying to do everything he can to recover this round.
The commitment to the plant starting to come through. If Nafany goes through the smoke, the flash needs to be perfect, and it is. But Searson still with a no-scope brings Nafany down in close quarters. And with that, that's a signal to back away for Cloud9. They don't have the cash to go for this. They've got to save into the next one.
I think that flash might have gone a little too far. Didn't pop close to the smoke, went right past Searson with the op. It obviously blinded Tizian playing long. And Big, do they want to dedicate themselves to the hunt? I think they might at least want to investigate. And finally, Big, able to complete the punish.
It's been a long time coming for Big to get this first round on the board. A couple of close ones, but finally.
They leaned on that catwalk hit. They knew they had an opening. They knew they sensed a weakness there with the opening kill. Shiro gets this. They know he's going to have to drop off, and they just kept going at it. Cloud9 wanted that fight. They knew he was trapped by Molotovs. They knew they had him out in the open, but since they couldn't find it, it makes Tizian's position just so powerful. Nice shot from Searson there, the no-scope at close range.
Timeout call for Cloud9 ahead of this one.
Makes sense. I mean, much like Overpass, they've been on the back foot, even despite the fact they're up 4-1. Big's had their number. Big's made things interesting.
That means God B can have his say too. Big will definitely feel comfortable with this start, even though they do go down 4-0. On their comfort pick of Dust2. Got one map under your belt already. And a couple of those rounds didn't look that convincing for Cloud9.
This is a first opportunity for Big to take everything away from C9. Money is in the dumps for the defense. Searson looking mid for a pick, sees nothing. Fast take towards long. Tizian blinded. Exile blinded, but he's done great damage. Molotov's going to come in. Tizian knows he has to extinguish it, but you can't block the nade.
And he just forced Tizian out of contention in round 6.
Big Head know they have space on Catwalk because of the amount of bodies that was out defending long. Quickly up to the stairs.
So Shiro, if required, will be the tool that Cloud9 decide to use upon that A site. Well, looks like he isn't required just yet. Crimbo starting to gather some control, getting closer. Bigger just putting the pieces together.
If Exile goes down, Shiro's in a lot of trouble over at the railing at the A bomb site.
Axel has to hold. Checked. Axel gets the double. Ineffective trading here from Big. It's all crumbling. Cloud9 keeping it clean. Not a single kill was coming in for the big side, and finally that will change, but plenty more required here from Searson's AWP. Start to back away. Sees one.
And that just kind of puts you on notice. You're like, oh, I don't have any chance of saving this one. Oh, and that's not ideal. Can't complete the kill on Anthony despite landing the shot. 5-1, Cloud9 survive, and they keep money in their pockets.
Great job from Cloud9 to use that timeout to come back into the next round and keep it that clean. They survive the full reset. Big continue to purchase. It's not going to get any easier here for Cloud9.
To long A we go again. This time not a full attack from Big. Just getting in position.
Smoke goes out to the long corner. No one's playing with it. Utility being burned out though. And Big begin to shift their attentions to the other side of the map. And Inters will be the player tested this time around from the back platform. It's one already onto Crimbo. Inters is fantastic at just staying alive. It's one of his specialties. It's a real nuisance at just staying in those positions and buying time. Axel makes the risk move for long, gets caught by Tizian. Now the skirmish begins to go back and forth with the bomb. It's fallen at the end of the B tunnels. You could just smoke that off and maintain control of it if you're Cloud9.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to really recover this 3v3. They're going to have to try for it. They do have flashbangs, but it's going to have to be just a weird way to attack into this. And Big know they have to. Searson going to take his time to get over. He's got an AWP. There's going to be nothing to see at this angle whatsoever. No smokes, no Molotovs left for Cloud9. But they've got all the strength of positioning.
That smoke isn't really deep enough for Big to move through and collect that bomb. So with that smoke not landing where it's intended to go, it has to be the safe call. They have to cancel it, and they begin to drop back. Cloud9 realize now they've got 6 rounds. 6 on the CT side already. Yeah, as much as we talk about maybe Big keeping it close in these first few rounds, starting to get to the point where it is a little disappointing for them. 6 rounds for Cloud9 now. They've weathered the storm.
Yeah, that they haven't been able to overcome in some of these rounds. This is great. The switch up for Inters at the AWP. Nice shot initially. No more access for Big at B. Because they save 3 weapons, though, they can put together a pretty strong buy. AK is going to be back in the hands. Tapson. Favin will have one as well. He drops down to a Galil for utility. And we get right back into it, round number 8.
Utility used up real early from Cloud9. Deep utility going to the tunnels. And Anthony, starting to move forward with it. Starting to try and take some control here early on.
This is a very tough double peek to get by if you're Big. If you turn this corner, you're in a lot of trouble.
Anthony first. Here come the big side of things. Taking the time, setting up. Anthony begins to drop on back. Perhaps readying themselves The onslaught of players about to come through, wanting the multi-kills instead of the first few. And here they come. Big attacking into the B side. It's one from Tizian. Nafany doesn't get a single kill, but it's Inter's looking to hold for the back of the site. Gets traded out. Now it's Hobbit's turn from the window. Starts to come through in the side itself. Nade's about to drop.
He does get no one close by to set him up with a flashbang to even try and stop that plan, even if he wanted to. So bomb down. They're going to have to go for the retake. There's one kit on the board. That's in the hands of Exile. Decent amount of utility, 3 flashbangs and a Molotov to use. Where do they place the Molotov is the question. Well, that smoke is brutal. Just pluming on door.
Yeah, at this point, it's really starting to dwindle the opportunity for Cloud9 to get back into this, particular from that kill from Searson.
That's it. You got to back away now. There's no getting it. Exile's going to stick around, try and grab some guns on the exit. He might be able to find the AWP if he wants to peek in, but going to bail out away from the bomb blast, so Big have done it. Just as Cloud9 shift out of a strong position for that attack. Big strike and find a round win.
Yeah, the timing couldn't have been any better there for Big. But they still had to do the job of taking apart Nafany and Inters. Nafany goes down without a single pick. It's quick there from Big to close that space down. That's an important round for them to find, but they need to build on that now. They can't afford to let it drop. Consecutive success from the Big point of view. Cloud9 have disallowed that from happening so far here on Dust2.
Delayed take out of long. Different timing for it. Shiro and Exile in position. The 2 best rated players of this event. Gonna have a chance at the initial defense in round number 9.
Axel does well. Tizian goes down. Axel tries to line them up, but it's just one pick from Axel on the initial hold. I think Big will be happy taking the 1-for-1.
Yeah, he might have even had 2. Favin's very, very low, but Searson's now got the deep angle with the AWP. You can see on the other side of the map, Cloud9 is starting to shrink things down. Inters is gaining so much information, is pushed towards Upper Dark. There's a timing on this hit because Cloud9 know exactly what's coming.
From our point of view, you start to worry for Big. You start to worry about the potential of getting on towards the site, of breaking through this defense, but the longer they commit their resources here, they have to realize there's a timer on it. Cloud9 eventually will garner all the information they require. Utility starting to bombard them, starting to make this Big attack brittle. They move forward, Favin barely walking. More utility, looks to delay. Big need to go eventually. 24 seconds. They begin to try and fight. It's Tabson that takes an all-important kill. Hobbit peeks out to the long side. The plant is starting to come through here for Big, and they will get it down. And Tabson once again is just tearing right through Cloud9. Shiro's running away. AWP between his legs. Big have Tabson, and when you have him, you've got a monster.
Yeah, that's a big boy round from Tabson. Triple kill for him, and those frags inside the bomb site are everything to crack it open. A stack there for Cloud9 as well with the information. They had everything they needed. All their utility was in position. Their AWPer was in position. They still couldn't get it done.
It's important to get this AWP into the hands of Cloud9 for many rounds to come, so Shiro makes the right call at not committing too deep into the round. Gives himself open with the option to save it over. Tabson starts drilling orders to his side. I don't think the start of that round felt that comfortable for Big. It did require heroics out of Tabson.
I don't think anything about this round really felt all that comfortable. That's a great smoke that's dropped. It gave Hobbit a little bit of a one-way, but made the follow-up fights for him really uncomfortable. And the kill out towards long for Tabson was everything. Timeout called from Cloud9, 6-3. Money is in the bin.
You have to really scrap together what you can here if you're Cloud9. You have a decision to make. You've got an AWP in the hands of Shiro. Nothing else around it. You've got to make that work. You've got to make the Shiro AWP sing. And the decision is to just come into this round with USPs and the AWP. The Searson drop down for the boost into the mid-door peak is effective for the damage on towards Nafany, but no kill yet.
Oh, look at this. This is how they think they can get back into the round. One weapon to play with. The op on Shiro. 1 to 5 in this position. Tizian's been spotted again, boosted up. Exile saw that earlier. Shiro's into play. He's got the opening kill. There's no escape, though. There's no exit route. Exile's going to try and help out and push mid and get some information, show him where his opponents are. But Shiro's going to bail out. Over towards long we go, and Hobbit's got no chance.
Acting as a human shield, Axel allows Shiro to reposition so he can come into the round a little bit later on. Nafny's also salvaged the spoil of war. It's an AK in his hands, and he boosts his teammate up. Shiro certainly making that op sing. And Shiro gets away with another one. 3 kills collected. Now it's on to Nafny and Inters to try and seal the deal, to try and close this one. Nafny realizes he needs to move with it, and it's on to Inters, a 1v1 with just a USP, and seriously make sure it doesn't get too out of control.
So close for Cloud9. Shiro did everything right. Triple kill for him to open things up. Even the AK-47 getting a kill there at the end when Molotov'd out. That's so close. Great clutch from Searson.
Shiro really does everything he can to make this op sing. Gets himself into position after position, kill after kill, but in the end, you just don't have the weapons necessary to close it. But you can buy it back again. You can get that out once more, and the buy around it this time. That'll startle Big for sure. A couple of rounds against the weaker guns that have come far too close.
Taking this early round pretty quick. Big have had nice, easy access towards Catwalk without really being harassed a whole lot. They've been able to get in this position very early on in these rounds.
Flash allows Favin to clear out the close mid doors. Again, relatively passive position set up here for Cloud9. The only advanced player is Axel. Smoke for the CT cross, Molly in behind it. Nafny blinded, caught in the open, taps it. First pick is his, but Inter standing tall has his teammate leaping through the smoke. And that is more like it from Cloud9. Very convincing. It's all on Crimbo, bomb loose. His teammate's gone.
I don't know what the read was from Cloud9, but what a great shift in the defense. They come back and drop 1 smoke in the B tunnels, and during that time, Inters comes out to double up in middle. And when you got 2 bodies there, 2 bodies firing, Hobbit's got clear access to jump right through the CT spawn smoke. Crimbo won a 1v3 on overpass at an absolutely critical point in the map, but 1v4 is too much, especially without control of the bomb. Cloud9, a 3-round lead, it's 7-4.
They want to stay in this, stay in contention for the grand final spot. They'll drop their map pick. They'll have to do it here on Biggs. Dust2 off to a solid beginning. Again, Big looking at a purchase, but it has got evident weaknesses. Searson looks to try and take an opening close to it, but no cigar yet again.
Oh, but Nafny slipped the net.
He has indeed.
Oh, so is actually
together. Oh, Crimbo's under so much pressure. He's picked it up. Hobbit's come through with the first pick, and that crunching towards the tunnels has worked out massively. Now the call for Big is to accelerate out long. Catching Axel here would be perfect, but he's luckily got away to safety.
Big's done a great job with their reactions to the aggression of Cloud9. This time they don't get rewarded with any kind of a kill, any kind of a frag whatsoever. But everyone again from Cloud9 is here. They know what's coming. Big have to move forward. They have to hit this quick. There goes Searson in the back. That's support player. Hobbit over the top of the smoke. They remain aggressive. He's got them both.
These are starting to become very, very dominant from Cloud9. Back-to-back rounds for Big have really had no say. And that finally puts the economy of Big down to just a couple $1,000. So it's not looking like a great scenario here for the Germans. 9 rounds should be coming in for Cloud9.
And Hobbit, as he performed on Overpass so well, is continuing in this semi-final series. 14 kills, 6 deaths for Hobbit to lead the way for Cloud9, the only player with double-digit kills in the server right now. Another timeout is called. As you can see, the coaches getting involved in the action. It's Big's turn to take a pause and talk things over. As you mentioned, that's a critical round. The money is gone for Big's attack. Everyone right around 24, 2,500.
We've seen this get out of hand before, though. When Big pull back to half to a competitive scoreline, when they get at least 6 rounds out of this, you still got to feel like they can compete. It's on to Cloud9 to try and prevent Big from picking up any further rounds. Try and end this half 11-4.
Oh, yeah. Certainly. Don't give him a chance in the second half. Ooh, Shiro spots him out. He's going to be aggressive. Finds Searson. Gets into some safety. Back for a repeat. He knows they can be close, though. Another jumping shot. That's a leg that lands. Shiro's going to start shifting over, but by the time he gets here, they may be able to handle everything. Hobbit is the one lying in wait, and as we said, he's been fantastic. Continues it here with the spray. Into the smoke we go. Hobbit's got that as well. Another quad kill for Hobbit. He's up to 18. And the crowd appreciates it.
Cloud9 are going to feel that. They're going to feel the support right now. It's 9-4. Big will buy back again. The last buy rounds were just one-sided, completely shut down by the Cloud9 side. Big have to turn that. They have to turn it now.
This is worst-case scenario. Letting Cloud9 get momentum in a hostile environment. Searson, there might be a little bit of an edge in that smoke. The Molotov might have popped it a little bit early, but he doesn't want to mess with it at all. Round 14.
Down to 15. Very lucky to be alive. Big will maintain all 5 players, albeit barely.
Cloud9 have the read. They've been susceptible at this part of the map previously.
And Crimbo is trying to extend out first, but Inters perfect on the first kill. Will Big anticipate how many players are actually here, though? They think once you've cleared out the first, you don't have to worry about this position. And so therefore, just the sheer numbers. But tabseN doesn't care. He cuts right through the B defense, single-handedly winning Big another round.
That's Big attacking into a stack. Cloud9 again had the perfect defense, and it still doesn't pan out. Even the little bit of a bait inside the site, the one shot, the nade, make sure they're not going to be looking at Hobbit. And boy, I bet you he wish he could have that jump onto the box back. That ruined everything. But what an incredible showing from tabseN. Hugely impactful kills to get them into the B bomb site, and Cloud9 has no chance to retake. They even got the money to go for it, but there's no point.
What a luxury it is to have an IGL that is this good at fragging out.
An in-game leader who at various points during his career has been one of the best players in the world. tabseN has been a mainstay in the Big organization. They're taking everything out of their hands, but the money is, it's okay. It's not great.
They're going to miss a few pieces because of that, but this is definitely the start that Cloud9 wanted.
This jump, he wants it back. Right here.
Yep, that gives tabseN the chance, separates it into the 1v1s, and tabseN will take those every day, and you can see the frustration on Hobbit, just questioning why he did that. 6 rounds are what Big are searching for. Cloud9 want to head to 10. Just giving them that extra bit of comfort heading into the second half. Shiro plays towards short with the AWP this time around. Big being methodical once again, playing their default. Flashing it towards mid, allowing themselves up to the Xbox. The shot of the AWP will ring out, confirming position of Shiro. We'll see if that information allows Big to make a different move.
Rinse and repeat. Back to where you found success. This time I think just looking for a pick with Searson's AWP. If he steps too far, there is a player ready and waiting. Trigger discipline, there's the first. Searson, he reacts in time. Oh, so impressive, and the bomb is following up late. They've got access. Hobbit desperately trying to recover the nade. The nade demons are down to 3.
Searson still walking, still standing. Hobbit comes in, another quick double, and that's put his team into contention once again. A 2v2. Cloud9 still have an opportunity to take 10 rounds at this half, even after the hero plays off Searson. They set outside the side, Cloud9 letting the reposition of Axel begin to come through. Shiro needed that. tabseN gets aggressive, decides to go forward, and he doesn't see the second player, so now they're focused on the tunnels. Axel has to go alone. Coming out of the tunnels, tabseN will close it out, and Big will recover 6 rounds in this first half. We'll see if Cloud9 can close this and force us to 3, and will Big be heading to the grand finals.
Hey Future Pros, back with a more complex pro tip today which will help you establish presence at long on Dust2. For this execute you will need 2 Future Pros. The utility required will be 2 smokes and 1 optional flash for this take. Future Pro number 1. To throw your smoke you will need to line up with this metal bracket. Then find this corner and aim your crosshair so it lines up with the satellite antenna. Then throw. Future Pro number 2. You will need to line yourself up with this dark spot in the shadow of the car. Aim upwards and find the gap in the palm trees. Then position your crosshair so you're aiming just above that gap and throw. Optional Future Pro number 3. If you want to feel like a part of the team, you can stand at the back of the car and line up this flash towards the top of the doors, which will help your teammates get out of long. If the smokes have been thrown correctly, this will help you segment long and fully take control of pit.
I don't think so, because it's different situations. Even at major, it was not like lose because of stress, I guess. Maybe part of it was stress, but overall we just made a lot of mistakes in game, and in our preparation it was not like perfect. So yeah, I believe that we can win even phase right now, but we need to upgrade our gameplay, because we are not in the best form, I mean individually, because if you will look, for example, even at Shiro, he's still sick player, but if you will look at his numbers in previous year, for example Blast, so he was like really strong player, and especially if you will focus on my statistic, this year I'm so bad really, and it's obviously, I mean, here is a lot of reasons why, but overall we are looking on the result, and if we speaking about me, if I'm playing bad, so I need to fix it ASAP, because that's how it works.
Once again, Cloud9 have a 9-6 lead going into the second half. They have to try and stave off Big on their second map of Dust2. It's a difficult road ahead of them. Big now going to the CT side of the map pick. And they'll be definitely hungry for that grand final spot.
Yeah, trying to stave off Big from making it into the grand finals, knocking him out of the tournament. There's a lot on the line here for Cloud9 after such an impressive win yesterday as well. I'll tell you what, Hobbit leading the way has been absolutely insane in these first 2 maps. He's got 21 kills in the first half alone, but you need Exile, you need Shiro, you need those guys who have been having impact, who had impact yesterday against FaZe. If they're going to come back in this series, bring us to Ancient. Those 2 guys, someone's going to have something to say.
Well, it is Hobbit leaving the pack here in the pistol. No one's spotting them yet. It's a different setup for Big to deal with this.
Tapson's starting to get an inkling of what's coming. Just won't be able to stop it, but he might be able to harass it a little bit, get into position.
He's going back towards Goose, swings on out. Begins to tap away. Tapson with the first headshot of the second half so far. Maybe looking for even more, and he's doing damage. Shiro down, 6 HP left. Now Cloud9 try to get through, but Tapson just absolutely stopping them. Putting his foot down and saying, no more! Tapson's getting everything, and finally Sirison will chip in. It is just Nafany, and Cloud9 have no say in this pistol.
That pistol had no strength behind it. They put up the wall, but one player still back in pit. The other player watching the flank towards the long cave to do this, to wrap around towards Catwalk, but none of that matters if you don't make it into the bomb site itself. Tapson had free reign to just pump bullets down long. Pistol falls flat, 9-7.
Tapson is doing everything he can to put his team in prime positions. You know, even that first half, lost scrappy rounds, but some of the most crucial ones were won by Tapson.
Yeah, he had some of those impactful frags for sure for Big. Super important, cracking open the A bomb site in one round, the B bomb site next with 2 stellar entries. Cloud9 fully invested in this round. for Tech9s. They want to be mobile. They want to be dangerous. Plenty of utility as well. Flashbangs are going to ring out into the sky.
Favin could get caught here. He could really get caught in an awkward position. Don't want to be stuck here once the utility starts to rain on in.
If he gets pulled out of position, Favin, because of this smoke, that would be everything. Here comes the hit.
It looks to hold it. His teammate Crimbo is caught in no man's land, and Favin with much more pressure on his shoulders. Luckily, he does not crack under the pressure at all. The onslaught of players run into his crosshair. He dices out haircuts left, right, and center. It's Shiro left, climbing on top of the window.
He's going for the win.
Yeah, he's got caught. tabseN, he's found him. 8 rounds now for Big.
Yeah, he wanted to at least get that into a 1-on-2 and maybe have a chance for a post-plant clutch, but didn't even get that far. Team could have used the extra $800. Favin, this smoke is everything, denying access to Cloud9. Wonderful triple kill.
Gopi thanks him for his service in the round. Important one for Big to pick up. 1 away from tying things up, and that should be coming no problem with Cloud9's decision on what purchase they'll bring to the table. It's the Scout, a couple of P250s.
Nathany spent a lot of money to get this Scout into Shiro's hands. It's searson instead with the stunning headshot.
Made himself quite famous for the Scout plays back in the online days, and you can see why. searson with a second pick with the HE this time. The bomb dropped towards top middle. Spent a lot of money to get the Scout. It's gone pretty quick.
Yeah, it hasn't had any impact. I'm very curious about that investment into the Scout for this round. It gets them nothing. Unfortunately, that's just wasted cash. Axile, the last one left at the back of Catwalk. He goes down easily. Favin with another good headshot. 3 kills for him, 2 for searson. We're all tied up at 9.
Cloud9 will start to think about how Overpass panned out, how that map developed as they headed into their second half of play. They do not want to allow that to happen again. They can't afford to. They'll be over, they'll be out in Dallas. Big will storm forward to the final matchup. Important rounds ahead here for Cloud9. Investments there, and the shot from Shiro. It'll land, but no kill will come from it.
That's huge. That's a huge piece of damage to have. Oh, they're going to pop right through that smoke. Tizian with the SMG doesn't want to commit to that fight. He'd already gotten the standing. They'd already taken the standing from him. They have the angle. searson's going to be over at car. He has a smoke for a Molotov if he needs it. And everyone from Big has arrived. tabseN is here. Tizian is here. They've got Favin close by in CT spawn, and searson's going to back away from the Molotov.
Pressure on him, but he has a safety corner over there.
I don't think they know he's here still.
Yeah, that's the problem. Once you clear it out with a molly, you might not consider his position still to be here. And searson certainly will reveal himself now. Up he goes. A lethal whack-a-mole with a shot. Here's another Molotov. They burn it. Smoke goes through to try and keep him here and just buy time, but his teammates are starting to come over to help.
That risk to just slide back for the first Molotov has paid off so much. Look at all the time and utility that Cloud9 has to spend to try and clear this position. They can't move forward. They can't do it themselves because they're afraid of the peek from the site. Deep nade from tabseN is going to land right onto Axel. Nope, it falls short.
They're still having to deal with searson. A missed shot in the close position. That's what will cost him his life. He could have done even more in that round, but he's done a lot. 35 seconds, sets his team up. tabseN yet again, looking to farm. Inside of the site, Axel's pushed very deep up towards Goose, but Favin, he's appeared. Crimbo has gone down. And so really it is on tabseN once again to step up with some impact. He's the only player with a better weapon in hand. And unfortunately for Big, he goes down without a fight. And it is just Tizian left for the MP9. He's jumping, rapidly trying to find an opportunity into this. Chances don't come easy. You've got to work your way into those positions. And oh, he's getting fought from all sides. I don't know how he's still alive. He gets a pick for the USP, but finally is put in the ground.
That's so good from Cloud9. They were so patient when they cross those smokes, get into position at the A bomb site. They just wait. They wait for the smokes to clear and find all the kills to open things up.
Said it was an important round for Cloud9 to find. They pick it up. Take a look at Big's economy as you come back into this. Tough spot. You should be conceding 11 rounds here to Cloud9. Oh, the smoke.
Yikes.
Don't have a lot of those either in this current purchase. It's good though. It is very good.
He heard the scope earlier, so they all know what's coming. That's why you see Big converging onto this bomb site, but they can do nothing to stop it at all. It's a slaughter. Crimbo goes down next, and Tizzy in the last one remaining.
Cloud9 take it comfortably. Could take quite a bit of damage on board, but survive the scares nonetheless. Focus up on Big Spy in the next round to really get a consistent success going here. So Cloud9 keeping it uncomfortable, keeping the pressure on Big. We heard celebrations when the veto was announced that Ancient was that third map.
Ancient, the third and deciding map. We've been waiting all playoffs for that one. Nice job from Shiro. Cloud9 nursing this 2-round lead, but there's another switch up for Big. Double op setup. Searson with one, Favin with the other over at the B bomb site. And they'll have to contend with him.
Shoulder peek to gather information as to where the AWP is playing from. Favin shot rings out. Cloud9 have got the info they want from it. Deep contact smoke goes forward. Does Favin try to play with it? Does he try to take the risk and stick around close quarters? Looks like he wants to. Emboldened by his teammate's presence, but his teammate no longer present. He's gone. And they know the AWP was there. They know that was a rifle. And Favin, you madman, gets through the smoke, goes down to the no-scope, and gives away his life.
That was really the only play he had left at that point. They were staying aggressive behind that smoke the whole time, and it doesn't pan out. Good clear from Cloud9 on top of the boxes. I thought that might have caught him off guard. I don't think they would have ever expected an AWPer to be there, and the rifle shifted into position just at the right moment. Tapson gets a parting kill. So does Searson. That should be it. No reason for Cloud9 to pursue too far.
He's not established, but Shiro oversteps the mark slightly and is able to capitalize upon his chance. Pick from Tizian. Although for Big, this is really important. They save onto their weapons.
Yeah, although this is costly for Cloud9. That's not bad. Oh, and George is going to find that. Wants to grab the AWP right at the end, but no. He spots one coming. It's Tapson who grabs the op and survives. Nafany was able to pick one up for C9. 3-round lead for Cloud9 on the offensive side of Dust2.
Shiro catches Favin through the smoke. Timeout coming through for Big, letting Godby get back on the mic.
Yeah, second timeout called for Big, excuse me. 3 in a row for Cloud9.
Big had the chance at the start of the second half to start to build that similar momentum they found over an overpass. Not capitalizing upon it this time. They're gonna have to do it the hard way to Cloud9 remain competitive. The issue is, finances don't really help Big in this position.
No, they're having a lot of issues with their money. At least they have that up. We saw what Shiro could do with it in the first half with an hero AWP. We'll see if Searson is up to the task as well. Smoke down. Big want to get aggressive. They're going to boost up over the smoke, but inside the smoke, they lose it. So, backing away.
Taking the time here, Cloud9.
They know there's an op on the map somewhere. That's the first kind of goal, is find the AWP, find out what position it's in.
Seriously, you don't want to give that up too freely.
No, you don't take a shot until you know it's going to land.
Fortunately for Big, it's about to be a horrible situation. That B site completely empty. Here come Cloud9. They'll eventually realize that.
Yep, and Exile did a good job of using some utility and making his presence known out towards long, ensuring that Big, if they were stacked at the A-bomb site or if the op was there, it was going to freeze that weapon in position. Searson, again, his only goal is to keep the op alive. Exile needs to find some measure of safety. He won't be able to do it, but he wins the battle anyways.
Cloud9, couple of kills found again. The bomb down. Searson saving the AWP wouldn't be too bad at all. It's the goal you want to have here. Fabian can maybe steal another weapon away. Searson.
Careful, Shiro. There we go. Okay, lands the shot. He don't want that weapon to get taken away. No one else is in T-spawn. If he had dropped that one, could have been spicy. Could have been a free double up setup over to Big.
tabseN also just looking for a weapon that he can pick up and bring into the next round. That would certainly help matters here for Big. 13 rounds now for Cloud9, 3 away from sending us to Ancient, locking in that third map. It will all come down to that for a grand final spot here in Dallas. This round really shouldn't have found much resistance, and as you would expect, it didn't. Good for Big, though, that they saved the AWP. Allows Searson to build a little bit of residual cash as well, but at a certain point, you've just got to start winning rounds here if you're Big. Hinge smoke comes through from Hobbit. Oh, Searson tries to tag him as he crosses over to Xbox, but it was a bit of hesitation for Hobbit instead. Get tagged up from the HE that chases after him.
Mid control for Cloud9. Plenty of time remaining. Hobbit clearing catwalk completely.
So much utility available here on Nafany in particular.
On both sides, look at all the Molotovs that Big is still holding on to. Remember back at Overpass when they switched up into a more patient, passive setups and philosophy behind it, saving their utility for the late round executes of Cloud9. These Molotovs were so brutal. They can do it again here.
tabseN looks to delay further. Oh, that's too deep. It's too deep. Hobbit's gone on the other side of it, but tabseN, he chases after, and Hobbit's not looking the right way. And so tabseN's able to peel away with the advantage for Big. And they're maintaining it. There's no trade yet for Cloud9, and the time is starting to tick. We're at the 30-second mark, and the utility is really helping Big. It's delaying this attack forward, and tabseN with a smart reposition gets underneath the short play. Cloud9 still trying to move forward. Shiro so quick on a couple. Chance for Axel out long, and Tizia taken down. And Shiro continues to just maul away at Big. Cloud9 on 14 and 2 away from map 3.
That's a picture-perfect round of how Cloud9 likes to play. Spread across the map. Even when no success is happening, one kill opens up everything, and that activates all players simultaneously across the map. Nobody can move out of their positions. Stunning shots from Shiro as well. 14-9, Cloud9 in firm control of Dust2.
Searson boosted. Has to peel away. The timer on boosts all of the time. You can't commit to those for too long. You give up too many resources. You could lose control elsewhere. Cloud9 have made their way out long. Intros in the lower tunnel. The Lone Wolf happily collects his pick. For another one, but taken out by Crimbo. 4v4 established.
That's going to speed up the long take. That's going to speed up Nafany and Hobbit and Axel. Shiro's just lying in wait, covering from far, far back. There's a strong defense here, though. Smoke wall comes up. Spam into the smoke, doesn't land. Nafany with first contact. He gets the player inside the site. That's a critical kill. Dodges the flash. Steps forward, but Searson's alive. And Searson's playing with the edge of the smoke.
Opportunities need to keep coming. They need to keep presenting themselves to Searson, and this time he won't be able to capitalize. His defense won't hold water. It's all on Crimbo. He's been in this position again and again. That kill would have been a little better if it was cleaner. He's taking a lot of damage in that initial fight, and now they're alerted to his position. That increases the difficulty of this clutch to nightmare mode. Everyone doing these shoulder peeks now, trying to bid out the information in the clutches. And I think Crimbo even realizes, I just can't win this one. I have to back away. I have to save this AK. And that means conceding a 15th, the map point to Cloud9.
Yeah, that's fair play from Crimbo. Went to see if he could lure anyone into an ill-advised peek, and it just didn't happen, so backs off. They're going to need the weapon. They don't have a lot of money whatsoever. Cloud9 have rattled off 6 straight rounds to get to 15. Ever since the guns came out in the second half of Dust2, they've had no problems. Cloud9 still leading the way with 23 kills. I said they'd need Shiro or Axile. Shiro's up to 20 now.
Ahead of this one, big call, the timeout, letting Gobby speak again. There's no better time to have it. You have to call it now.
Yeah, might as well use them. Scrape together what buy they can. Scout is going to be in play for the CT side in the hands of Searson. Other than that, they actually got a pretty decent buy, all things considered. And Cloud9 have 6 chances. 6 chances to take us to a third and deciding map, take us to Ancient.
And surely they can't let this one slip. A chance to recover. A chance to once again dream of the grand final. Shiro timed early, down to 58 HP, but Nafany is going to open things up with a Cloud9 kill on Tapsin. The play that's bailed big out time and time again. He won't be here for this one. Nafany's out of the long smoke. He's still putting pressure onto the defensive players of Big. He sees 2 players alongside. Tizian's claimed the life of Nafany, so at least draws it back, but information's already been gathered.
Back to mid we go. Favin's gonna have a chance. Axile leading the way. Smoke is up, that's gonna hide his position. Oh, no, it won't, there's a huge gap. Axile to put down another smoke and Molotov.
What's the call here for Cloud9? Do they commit up the B ramp? Do they put pressure onto the site? Well, if they do, it's just one player there. It's just Crimbo. All the pressure on his young shoulders, and he has to deliver. And they're coming in from so many sides. Crimbo, they're searching for him. They're trying to find him. And with that first kill not going his way, he will be taken out. And Cloud9 answer back. They take Dust2, and we have to go to Ancient.
Cloud9 do not fold, do not buckle under the pressure. They stand tall. Impressive performance in the second half. They close it out. We're going to Ancient. That's when we return. Stay tuned.